Hello. Hi. How's it going, everyone? Wow. It's your birthday, Renar? Happy birthday. Everyone say happy birthday to Renar in the chat. Missed the last several live streams, but I'm finally catching this one. You did it, Pandora Wombat. Welcome. Oh man, oh man, oh man. Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining the stream. Congrats on completing Hogwarts Legacy. Who said that? Cinethan, congrats. I have not. I still, yeah, when we're not playing it today either, so one of these days. Oh my goodness. Is it really your birthday, Lucas, or do you just want a bandwagon? You just want a happy birthday wish? Whatever, I take people at their word when they say it's their birthday, so happy birthday just in case. Happy birthday to anyone whose birthday it could possibly be. Oh my goodness. So good to see so many familiar names in the chat. Glad to catch the stream again. Hello, Mighty Hobo. Good to see you again. Spicy Toast. I love that name. It's my unbirthday. Wow, what a coincidence. It's mine too, Misty Crom. Look at that. We have the same unbirthday. Oh, man. My life can move on now from Hogwarts. Dude, I feel, yeah, it's like I really like the game, but I want to stream something else too. Like, I don't know, like, I think if I could just play it in my spare time, I would be done with it, but because I've been streaming it, it's really difficult. So I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen. Maybe I just have to, like, suck it up and play it more off stream and just try to save, like, really cool story bits for stream, because it's taking me forever, and I want to stream other games, too. Oh my gosh. I know you're not planning on playing The Last of Us, but have you seen any of the comparisons between the game and the show? I've seen a little bit, Sam, not a lot, because, you know, for a while I was just not reading anything, because I, you know, didn't want anything to get spoiled. I mean, I could look at stuff now, but it's also, I'm still kind of trepidatious because there is a season 2, like, and people do know how that version of the game goes. So I feel like I'm not gonna, like, look up stuff about The Last of Us until it's done. Like, I'm just nervous. Lord Loaf, thank you for the membership. Welcome to the Golden Nuggets. I hope you enjoy your time here and enjoy the emotes and the badges. Welcome. Oh my goodness. Constantly watch your vids, so it's nice to catch a stream. Well, we're happy to have you here, Jaden. Thanks for joining the stream. Hello from the Great White North. What is the Great... Oh, Canada. Yes. Oh, Canada. You should try High on Life. Very funny. I'll have to look into that. I don't know what that is. What happened to Doggo? So, well, there are both the Doggos. They're so cute. Poor Ridley. I don't really know how this happened, but on Saturday, he was licking his paw a lot, and so I looked at it and I saw like a spot, but it didn't really look like a hot spot. It looked kind of like a blister, and I was like, ooh. So I immediately put a cone on him. We had a vet appointment for both of them on Monday, so I was like, good timing, at least he'll get into the vet soon. They take him in yesterday, and they were like, we don't know what it is, but we drained it. And they gave us antibiotics and an antibiotic ointment, and so now he's gonna live in the cone for a little bit. Poor baby. Poor baby. You definitely don't want to do that. Just wait for the season to come out. That's kind of how I feel Fire Night. I think that's a smart idea as well. You'll be safe watching the first game. I don't want to watch the first game, Little Galaxy Boy. I have no desire to play the first game at all. It's just more like looking stuff up about it. I'd be nervous because what if there's like tidbits in there about the second game, you know what I mean? Because that would be spoiler territory for me. I'm not playing the game. I'm done. I decided. After experiencing the show, I don't need to relive the story. I don't feel the need to relive the story, and I also don't feel the need to live it in a more immersed way. feels more immersive. I don't think so. I don't think so. You either get one, you get me watching the show or you get me playing the game. That's it. This is too much. I thought paw licking was an allergy. I mean, for Coda, it is. Different dogs have different issues. He had a blister, so wasn't an allergy. Sometimes dogs lick their paws because they're anxious. I mean, there's a ton of different reasons. I'd save major story things like Poppy, Natty, Sebastian, and main game for streaming, or maybe record yourself and share highlights. I know, I've thought about doing that, Yanni. I thought about like recording. Maybe I should just do that, because at this rate, I'm like it's gonna take me the rest of 2023 to finish the game. Like, it's insane. Maybe I have to do that. I kind of did do a little bit of progress off stream, but really not much, because kind of what I have lined up right now is like a Sebastian thing, a Natty thing, and then like not a Dobby thing, sorry, whatever the other elf's name is, a storyline with him that I'm pretty sure includes spiders. So I was like, oh, I should save that for stream, because like people would find it funny. So how was New York? Did you have a great time? Oh my God. Oh my God, Lucas. Oh my God. It was fun, but it was also hell. I had all the ups and downs in that trip. I'll tell you guys. Little Galaxy Boy, thank you so much for the super chat. Aliens Dark Descent gameplay released could be a fun react. Yeah, maybe we'll watch that trailer today. I saw some of y'all talking about that in the chat, like a new Alien game. I didn't even complete the first one. It looks like it's inspired by XCOM and Syndicate 1993. I don't even know what those are. No worries on The Last of Us now. Thank you. Thank you for pardoning me. Appreciate that. Thank you for the super chat. Sometimes dogs lick their paws because they walk through a puddle of bolognese. See, there's a lot of reasons. Oh my God. You sound like you're saying that from experience, Han. Rusty, thank you so much for the super chat. Hey, Nat, chat. Hope everyone is good. Yes, I hope everyone is good today. Hi, Cheryl. Deke. Thank you, guys. Yeah, Deke. That's a cute name. That's the name of the elf that I was thinking. So, New York. Am I drinking tea, coffee in a jar with a straw? Yeah, it's actually, I did a sponsorship with Cometeer a while back. Can you even see it? Like, that was totally, there's no point. Like, it's so tough to see that. Anyway, it says Cometeer on the glass. I really like these glasses because they're double walled, so no condensation. Like, I don't even need to use a coaster with my iced coffee. I love it. It is hand wash only, which is a bit of a pain, but they sent me those glasses with the coffee and I really, really like them. I did break one already because I break things, so I need to order more because I really like them. And yes, it is coffee. So New York. So day one, horrible. Plane got delayed 5 hours. Before I even got to the airport, the plane was delayed. Like, the plane got stuck where it was coming from in Florida, and they knew that the night before I was supposed to be getting to the airport. So I wake up in the morning and they're like, it's delayed 5 hours, but you should still show up on time in case we get a different plane. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? I have to go to the airport and just sit there for and my neurotic, anxious self would never be able to just like ignore that advice and stay home and wait to go to the airport. Like I would just be neurotic and anxious all day, fearing that they were gonna find another plane and I was gonna miss my flight. Like, I would have done that. So I was like, fuck, I have to go to the airport. Also, it was the only time Tyler could take me, and I get nervous getting driven by Ubers to the airport because Ubers in Los Angeles, none of them drive like safe enough for me, and I've been in some car accidents that have left me with some like fear when I'm not in control of the vehicle or when Tyler's not driving me. It's only in California. I don't have this problem in other cities or like in towns that aren't super populated. I just have this problem in like high density cities where people can't drive. So Los Angeles or Miami, because people are crazy there. So that kind of thing. I don't even have an issue with being driven around in New York because people actually, despite the fact that they're assholes, are better drivers. So it's fine. TJ Lowe, thank you for the gifted memberships. Oh, Cheryl was gifted a membership. Yanni, Bing Boy, Kiaria, that's a cool name. Welcome to the Golden Nuggets. I hope you enjoy your time here. Oh, so Marvel's Magic Trio was also gifted a membership. Welcome. Thank you so much, TJ Lowe. Look at the hype. Love it. Lucas, thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you for being you. Have a great day and all. Thank you for being here. You have a good day. I mean it. Have a good day. Don't try. Have one. Just do it. Sorry. Thank you. What was I gonna say? Frick. Okay, so the day started off with a 5-hour delay. Not ideal but you know, it's flying. It happens. The thing that was really the hardest part about that was the fact that I go to the airport and all of the other New York, like I was flying direct to New York City, JFK. All of the other flights going to Newark and JFK with JetBlue that day all took off on time. So I sat there waiting for mine when other flights that were supposed to leave like after me left. And I was just like, I could have booked that plane. I could have booked that plane. I could have booked that one. That was the hardest part. So then anyway, and the fear with the delay was also New York was getting hit with a state of emergency level blizzard that was coming in Monday and getting really bad Monday night and rolling through all day Tuesday. I was supposed to land Monday at 9 p.m. I didn't land until 1:30 a.m. So the storm is getting worse. And I had to drive an hour and a half out of the city to go where I was staying in a state of emergency level winter storm. Also, on top of that, I had to panic book a new rental car in the airport because for some reason, a lot of rental car places aren't open past like 11 or midnight. I don't know why that's a thing. I feel like rental car places out of all, like at airports specifically, I feel like rental car places should just be mandatory 24 hours. I don't understand why they close. And because I called Enterprise at JFK, like international massive airport. I call them, lovely person picks up. She's lovely. I'm like, hey, I'm gonna be getting in like much later. You guys are gonna be closed. Like, am I able to do like after hours pickup? She's like, oh no, we don't offer that. And I'm like, okay, well, I have a car rented with you guys. Like, what am I supposed to do? She's like, I mean, there's not gonna be anyone here after 11 p.m. I'm like, it's JFK. What do you mean? So I had to cancel that car and then call Hertz, which oh my God, this whole story is such a saga. You guys, this whole story is such a saga. So I call Hertz, I book a different car. They're open 24 hours. I'm like, okay, great. Get a rental car. I'm also juggling a lot of other phone calls because there were a lot of other logistics that had to get moved around because I was delayed getting in, and there's a lot of stuff going on, but I'm just like, whatever. I can do this all in the airport. It's fine. I have 5 hours to kill. I have nothing but time to make all these phone calls. So then I finally get in. The flight actually went really smoothly. The flight flew by. It was like the fastest flight ever. It was 5 hours, but it felt like 2. It was great. Landed, get the rental car, start driving. And at first, so the reason I started driving, because initially I was like, maybe I should just like book a cheap hotel near JFK. Like maybe this is going to be dangerous. But I look at the weather to where I'm going and it's only supposed to be rain. It's not supposed to be snow. So I'm like, okay, if it's just rain, like obviously freezing rain is really scary, but I've done this before. I've driven in snow. I grew up in upstate New York. Like I can handle this. It'll be okay. Little Galaxy Boy, thank you so much for the super chat. XCOM is only $2.99 on Steam. You may like it. I'll have to ask Tyler. He knows a ton of games and he knows like what I like and don't like, but thank you for the suggestion. You hate airports too, Jency? I don't mind airports when I'm not stuck in them for more hours than I want to be. You know what I mean? Like I don't mind airports, but the second that I have to stay there for like 3 to 8 more hours than I planned, they become like hell, Aaron, welcome to the Golden Nuggets. Thank you so much for the membership. Hertz is definitely a better experience than Enterprise from my experience. Anytime I've needed one Enterprise, either has none available or everywhere's close. Yeah, Enterprise is pretty bad with their availability and like their hours. It's kind of weird, but they're a better deal than Hertz, so I frequently rent with them because it's cheaper. Consider playing Horizon Zero Dawn. Maybe watch a story trailer. Maybe. Thank you for the suggestion, Hadyan. Billy, thank you so much for the 7 months. 7 months fly by when you're having fun. Look at you. Look at you. Thank you for the 7 months. Enjoy your badge. So sorry if I'm kind of ignoring chat. I want to like try to stay focused on the story because you know me, I get distracted and go on tangents a lot. So basically I'm driving and the weather is getting progressively worse and worse. And I'm like, oh no. Oh no. And also I want to point out, like I knew a winter storm was coming in, but I didn't know it was a state of emergency level storm. I just thought it was a storm. I didn't know that New York had declared a state of emergency, which basically means businesses close. By the way, I'll address more super chats after the story. Sorry. I'll come back to them, I promise. So basically, I'm driving. I'm on the phone with Tyler. And the weather's getting worse really fast. Like it's starting to go from like rain to slush to snow. And I'm like, okay. But the roads are relatively plowed. And also the car so when I got to the Hertz desk, they gave me a free upgrade because the guy before me didn't want the car that I was in. So the car I was in actually handled snow really well. It was like a Dodge Durango or something. It was handling the snow wonderfully. So I'm like, okay, this is gonna be fine. We get to the town that we're like 10 minutes outside of the town that I need to stop in, and no roads have been plowed. The plows are not out. They have abandoned this town. And I am driving on a foot of snow. I'm not exaggerating. I am driving on a foot of snow in a blizzard, and it's a hilly town. So if you know anything about driving on snow, on hills, like your car is going to start to lose traction. So if you're going up and down hills, you don't want to lose a momentum on the uphill, right? So you can't go too slow, but you also don't want to careen off the side of a cliff when you're going downhill because you're skidding. So you don't want to go too fast. So I was just like in the Goldilocks, like I got to go just right, just the right speed to where I don't get stuck here, but I also don't die. I do it. It worked out fine. I don't know if it's like because I'm good at driving in the snow because of where I grew up or it's because of the vehicle, but either way, we make it to my location. One thing I forgot to mention, on the way to the town that I was staying at, I was like, you know what? I'm starving. Like, I'm gonna stop at a fast food place. I stop, it's not open. Even though it says it's supposed to be open, that's when I realized New York has declared a state of emergency and that's why nothing's open. And I'm like, great, it's 3 a.m. I'm starving. I guess I'll just get gas station food. Like that will be my dinner. I go to a gas station. I'm about to get out of the vehicle and I notice I can't find the car key. Like at all. It's nowhere. I look under my seat. I look under the passenger seat. I look in the glove box. I look in the center console. I look in the doors. I look on the dashboard. I look everywhere and I cannot find the car key. And when I open the door and then close the door, the car's still running, by the way. I hadn't turned it off yet. When I open the door and close the door, the car says, key fob not in vehicle. It's at this point that I start to cry because I have had a day and I am not in the mood anymore. And I'm on the phone with Tyler and I'm just like, what do I do? He's like, I know you're starving. Don't get out. Like, just drive to your Airbnb because like you want to make sure the car stays running. I'm like, you're totally right. So I just drive to the Airbnb. It's a blizzard. I get out of the vehicle in a blizzard at 3:30 in the morning. And I'm like, let me just check again. Let me look in the vehicle with all the lights on. I look everywhere in this vehicle. I cannot find the car key. I'm like, this motherfucking rental car company gave me a car that was run, because when they gave it to me, the car was running. They just said, oh, it's ready to go. And because it was storming out, I ran to the car to not get wet. and like just checked everything else, like checked my directions, checked my mirrors, checked to make sure like my seat was aligned. I didn't think about checking for the key because the car was running. So I'm like, I just drove a rental car here with no key in it. So I now live here. I'm stuck in this town. And I'm like, I have appointments tomorrow. I have things to do. Luckily, I knew somebody in the town and they were prepared to like help me, but I was just like, this is awful. So I don't sleep well because I'm stressed, but I'm like, whatever. I go to bed. I sleep for like 4 hours because I have to get up early the next day. I get up. I'm starving because I've got no food in this Airbnb, and the restaurants on the street that I'm on are all closed. They're all closed, and they're not opening that day because it's a winter storm warning. It's a state of emergency. So nothing's open near me, and I'm starving. I'm like, what the fuck? So I call Hertz. Meanwhile, I called Hertz the night before. No one picked up. I figured because it was 4 a.m, no one was going to pick up. The next morning, call Hertz again. Again, the branch does not pick up. So then I call Hertz. I call Hertz customer service. A lady picks up. She's very nice. I explained to her the situation, and she says, okay, well, we have one of two options. I can try to reach the branch for you and see if one of them can drive the car key down. Or we can tow the vehicle back with you and get you a new vehicle. And I said, if we don't reach the branch, ma'am, with all due respect, I'm not paying for this car. You will just take the car back, and I will, because at this point I've discovered that there's a Enterprise near me in a different town like 10 minutes away. I'm like, I will just go get a car from there. I'm not, and they were open actually, miraculously. Anyway, no food places were open, but like this rental car place was open. So I was like, you know what? I'm just not going to deal with you. And she's like, that's fine. I don't blame you. She gets a tow guy down. And this is where my day started to turn around. This is where the trip started to get amazing. Like, it was just a shitty day and then a great day. So this is the turning point. The tow guy comes. He's a nice guy. He calls me. I can see him from my window. Cause I told him, I was like, I'm exhausted, man. Like, I'm gonna shower. Like, you can just do what you gotta do. He calls me and he's like, I found the key. I'm like, what do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean you found the key? He's like, it was in the weirdest spot ever. He said there was this little compartment that was under the passenger seat that you had to move the seat just right and like open it with like a screwdriver to get the seat all the way back, and you needed a headlamp. He said, yeah, there was no chance you would have found this without a headlamp and a screwdriver, but I found it. I was like, how did it end up there? And also, why was the car telling me that the key fob wasn't in the vehicle? That was why I thought the key wasn't there. So Tyler and I are convinced that the universe decided to cut me a break. That the key wasn't actually in the vehicle, but the universe saw how upset I was and they were like, all right, we'll manifest a key for you. Here you go. So I got the key, got the car working, profusely thanked the tow guy, and I was like, clearly I'm an idiot. He's like, no, you're not. Like, you wouldn't have found this. Trust me. Like, this was insane where I found it. I think he was just determined to like find it because he was convinced that it was in the vehicle when I was like, I don't think it is. So got really lucky, got the key. And then the rest of my day was great. The rest of my trip was great. That was the saga. I got to see Lila. If you guys follow me on Instagram, you got a glimpse of her on my story. I got to see her show. Oh my God, which I have another, if you guys want to hear a happy story, I can talk about the show. It was hysterical and I was in it. Didn't know I was going to be in it, but I was in it. So if you want that story, we can talk about that too. But all is good. My flight back was smooth, no delays. And, you know, we're all healthy. Like, all that really matters at the end of the day is I made it there safely. Okay, let me quickly go through the notifications that I missed. Hold on. Killer, thank you so much for the super chat. Hi, Nat. After watching Ex Machina, you should watch Annihilation from the same director. Highly recommended. Thank you for the suggestion, and thank you for the super chat. Annihilation is so good. Oh, okay. Well, I'll have to consider that. Always a storm. They suddenly appear. Yeah, they really do. Hoarder, welcome to the Golden Nuggets. So nice to see you. I hope you enjoy your time here. I hope you enjoy your badges and your emotes. Oh my gosh, Zanzibar White, thank you for the 1 month Golden Nugget membership. It's been an entertaining month. Appreciate it all. Oh, I'm glad you've enjoyed the time here. Thank you so much for the support. Let's see. You were driving in that gold spot. The golden. Yeah, I was the golden spot to get there. I survived. Rusty, thank you so much for the super chat. I'm gonna jump in a shower before the edible start. Well, enjoy your evening, and enjoy the shower. Oh my goodness. National Lampoon's Winter Journey. Oh my God, that's too good. That's too good. That's too good. Oh Lord. Danny, thank you for the super chat. Would you consider reacting to Severance? It's a quick series. I think you'd be obsessed. I've definitely had that suggested a couple times. So it's something I've considered, but I don't know about anytime soon, but I appreciate the suggestion in the super chat. Waffle House would have been open. I don't know if there's even any Waffle Houses in upstate New York. I don't think there are. I never grew up going to Waffle House, and nowadays, like, I couldn't even eat a waffle at a Waffle House. So sad. I didn't grow up having them around. Pandora Wombat, thank you so much for the super chat. Would you ever consider reacting to The Patient on Hulu? It's about a serial killer who kidnaps a therapist. Is that the one with Steve Carell? But also shows the story of the therapist's Jewish family. I feel like I saw the trailer for that. Yeah, I would. But I don't know if I would do it for YouTube, because I don't know if it would really perform well, but I love Steve Carell, so for sure. Are you from Philly? No, but I do like the Eagles. I do like the Eagles. Let's see. Yay, Lila. Yay, Lila. Lila's great. She's doing great. Can you get an inside scoop for Friday's movie? The hint is that if you look at Saturday's poll, you already know what it is. Zanzibar White, thank you. Oh, wow. Thank you so much for the generous super chat, man. That may be the worst travel story I've ever heard. Oh, I know worse ones, and not from my experience. Even as an 11-year semi-driver, I've never had a worse day. Honestly, I could tell you a bad one right now. I genuinely feel bad for you, and no, I'm not at all choking back a chuckle. Oh, you can laugh at it. It's fine. We all made it there safely, so that's really what matters. I mean, Lila told me when I texted her the situation, because I was like, I'm not sure I'm going to make it to the show. I told her about the rental car situation, and she was like, dude, that's awful. And she was like, one time I flew on a plane that was delayed for 8 hours, and then we finally got in the air, and we flew 90%, or not 90, probably 2/3 or 3/4 of the way to our destination. And then they said they had to turn the plane around and fly it back to where they came from. And she literally got nowhere that day. And she said that the flight attendants were like, we've never seen this happen before. We're so sorry. I forgot what the reason was, but she was like, I felt like I was in the Twilight Zone. So I feel like that is worse than what I went through personally. Satyendra, thank you so much for this. I know you've told me how to pronounce your name. Satyendra. I'm not supposed to pronounce the Y. I'm sorry. I might still do that. I'm trying. Thank you so much for the super chat. You want my theory? I don't think they found the key. I think the guy just planted it there so you could pay for it. I didn't have to pay for it. But maybe that's just me. I didn't have to pay for shit, dude. That's the thing, though. This guy was just nice. I didn't pay for anything. He was immediately he gave it to me, shook my hand, and was like, have a good day. I hope your day gets better, and walked away. Hertz was paying him for his time. So even if he towed the vehicle, it wasn't on me. It was not my responsibility to pay him at all. So no. He found the key just because he was vigilant and a nice guy. He really saved my day. David, thank you so much for the super chat. Remember, the journey is more important than the destination. That's something that Tyler and I say every time we go to Burning Man, because it takes 12 to 14 hours to drive to Burning Man. And then frequently when you get there, you have to sit in a minimum 1 hour, maximum anything hour line. The last time we went, it was a 5-6 hour line. But if it rains, you could be sitting there overnight because you're not allowed to drive on the playa. So if weather hits, you're fucked. You just have to wait to get in, and it can be anywhere from 1 to 24 hours. It's awful. So And if you're already partially on the playa, but you're not like at your camp yet and it starts to rain, you're really fucked because you can't even turn around. You just have to sit there because it'll mess up the playa. So they don't let people drive. It'll also mess up your car if you try to drive and the playa is wet. It'll get all in your axle, all the dust. It'll turn into like really thick mud. So yeah, we always say the whole time we're driving to Burning Man, it's about the journey. We're already there. The journey is part of the experience. And then it really does make the whole thing a lot more enjoyable. Master of Epics, thank you so much for the super chat. Can't wait for your reaction to John Wick 3. Also, Avatar Way of Water home release next week. Really? I thought I was gonna have to wait till the summer. I'm so excited. That's such good news. Oh my God, that's awesome. Dude, where's my key? Yeah, that was my story. Rabid Rob. That's a fun name, Rabid Robbie. Dude, where's my key? Truly, truly. I think you can make a script for a movie after this adventure. Honestly, yeah. But like everything in the movie would have to go much worse. Like what I experienced was probably only like the first 30 minutes. You know what I mean? Like it could get much worse. Have you completed the Cornetto trilogy? I have, Jake, and thank you so much for the super chat. Yeah, you can find all those videos on my channel. I'm excited for Friday. Oh, it was a fun time, Yanni. You'll like it. It was a fun time. I'm sure you saw The Lion King, but have you seen the sequel? Have I seen the sequel? Do you know who you're talking to, Michael? Not only have I seen The Lion King 2, but I've also seen The Lion King 1.5, okay? I love The Lion King. I can quote The Lion King, like off the back of my hand, and I can quote a lot of The Lion King 2 and 1.5. I used to watch The Lion King 1.5 whenever I was sick, because it made me feel better. Movie Mike, thank you so. Oh, also, my first car. This is so cringy and embarrassing, but my first car, I named it Kovu. So, I've seen The Lion King too. Movie Mike, thank you so much for the super chat. Any chances of the Wire series watch in the future? Maybe. R.I.P. Lance Reddick. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Maybe. It hasn't gotten requested like as much as some other stuff, so I don't really know, but I appreciate the super chat. The Eagles are a great band, JK. Ha 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 ha. The Eagles are a good band, but you know what I was talking about. Ha ha ha. Anyway, I don't know what I was gonna say. I don't know how I was gonna spin that. Flight delays are bullshit. Yeah, you know what? It's tough because like flight delays suck, but at the same time, it's better to get delayed on the ground than and because of a mechanical issue than to find out you have one in the air. So I always try to remind myself of that. And so the delay was annoying, but it was more so just scary because I knew of the weather that I was going to be getting myself into was going to be worse. So that's what I was scared of. But it sucks to get in so late, but if the weather hadn't been bad, it would have been a lot less of a crazy day. And if the 24-hour fast food restaurant had been open because there wasn't a state of emergency, it would have been a better day. A 5-hour delay, it's annoying, but again, I'd rather make it there safely. So, yeah. Is Ridley wearing the cone of shame again? Yeah, he's been wearing it the last few days. He's got an issue on his paw, Danish Prince, so he's got to heal up. We have him on some medication. Yes, there is a Lion King 1.5, and it's hysterical. It's narrated from Timon's perspective, I think. Maybe Pumbaa too. I'm pretty sure it's just Timon though. It's really cute. It's more of Timon's story. It's adorable. I love it. And so you still get a lot of the musical numbers from the Lion King, but it's from their perspective. That was my rough day, but my good story from that trip was I got to be in the 25th annual Putnam County Spelling Bee. It's a show that Lila's in. I'm very familiar with the music from the show, but I've never seen the show, and I wasn't familiar with the story. And Lila, when I got my ticket, was hey, do you want to be a guest speller? And I thought that just means I just go up and I spell a word and I go back and I sit down. That's what's going to happen. And I'm sure, I'll do that. That sounds like fun. I get there to meet her for dinner before her show. And she's oh, no. You're in the show. And I was like, what do you mean? She's like, our guest spellers, like, come up on stage and sit with us, and like we improv around you, and like you're not supposed to act or anything, you can just be yourself, but like we're gonna move you and like stuff's gonna happen. I was like, what kind of stuff? She's like, oh, don't worry, you'll see. I'm like, what the fuck? What did I sign up for? So we basically are supposed to like go sit in our audience, like in our regular seats that we purchased, and they call us up one by one. And so I tell the people next to me that like I'm gonna have to go up, and because it's like an elderly couple and I wanted them to be prepared. Like I told them, like, you don't have to stand up. I can get by you without you having to stand up. I just want you to know what happens, like when it happens. And they're like, oh, so you're in the show? I'm like, not really. And they're like, what do you mean? I'm like, I don't know. Yeah, that's where my chat is on screen. In your reactions, when you talk, why do you look to the side so much? Oh, that's where my OBS is, and I've frequently had it crash before and stop filming. I've lost reaction footage because the mic will stop working, or the camera will stop working, or it'll freeze. So I get paranoid, so I frequently look at my OBS to make sure it's still recording. Also, I've realized that my thumbnails look better when I'm looking that way because you can see more of the whites in my eyes, and it makes my eyes look bigger in thumbnails. So sometimes I'll just look over there, partially to make sure the recording is still going, but also because I'm like, oh, I can maybe clip that for a thumbnail later. So that's why. But right now I'm looking because that's where you are. Anyway, I hope you guys don't mind me telling this story. I just think it's hilarious, and it's totally opposite of what I experienced before. But don't worry, you'll see is like the most anxiety-inducing a thing can say. You know, she knows that I'm used to being on the stage. We went to theater school together, so she's like, you'll be fine. Like, it's fine, you can handle it. But I was nervous. I was definitely nervous. I was like, when I was up there, I was like, whew. So they call us all up one by one. They're like, they start off the show, and this is spoilers, by the way, for the show, 25th Annual Putnam County Spelling Bee, if you're ever planning on seeing it. Sorry, I'm gonna spoil some stuff, but it's worth it. It's very funny. So no, tell the story, I want to hear. Okay, good, I want to tell it. I'm like that child, like hanging out with her friends, like, guys, can I tell you, are you interested or not? Like, I don't want to, you know, make it all about me, but also I'm the one here with the microphone. So, the Jetta is sportier for sure. Oh, the car, oh, you guys are talking about driving in storms, yeah. So they call us all up one by one, and they have assigned seating for us on different bleachers. And so I go sit, and I'm sat in, like, surrounded by three actors, 2 behind me and 1 in front of me. And they're frequently like tapping me on the shoulder and like trying to like laugh with me and stuff. But Lila told me explicitly, do not act. She was like, you just ruined the show. Thanks a lot. Oh, I'm going to tell a lot of what happens, okay? But she's like, don't act, don't improv. It's not what they want, and they'll kick you if you do that. But if you, like, I also told them, like, you're my best friend, so they're probably gonna keep you the longest. And I was like, oh no. She told them that we know each other. Oh no. So I'm up on stage. Luckily, they sit me like not next to Lila, because I was like, that's gonna be really awkward for her. Like, it's not gonna affect me, but she's gotta act and keep a straight face. So luckily, they sat me far away from her. And they're making everybody go up and spell words. Like, all of the actors are doing their numbers while we're just sitting there on stage with them, watching them perform. Like, I'm basically watching the back of their heads while they're singing, which is crazy. And then, oh, you're talking about the first car you ever bought happened. First car I ever bought happened last week. Pretty crazy story in and of itself. Oh, dang. Nepotism intensified. I'm not related to her, okay? She's my friend. I can't help the fact that I'm friends with a talented queen, okay? She didn't have to put me in the show. She could have easily not mentioned the fact that there were guest spellers involved. I had no idea. So it gets to me, and they make me go up, and they give me an easy word. They give me woke. And you're required to ask them for the definition. Yeah, it's frienditism, exactly. You're required to give them the definition of the word and ask for it in a sentence. Like ask for the definition and a sentence. Sorry, not give it, ask. Because they have lines they have to say. So I did that. It's hilarious. I spell woke. It's easy. Then they give like certain guest spellers really difficult words because they want them to get kicked at certain points in the show, and they just keep giving me easy words, and I'm like, oh no, they're like keeping me around, and I don't know what's happening. And Lila also said that like if they like you, even if you spell a word wrong, they'll still keep you. Like, so I was like, oh no. Do you ever feel the want to perform on stage again? I definitely do. I was almost in a play when COVID hit, and I've been kind of missing it a little bit. I do miss theater. I think I will probably do it again at some point, but I would need to get back into like acting class to feel like confident again. Because it is like a muscle. But anyway, so a bunch of numbers are happening, and all of a sudden there's 3 of us left. 3 guest spellers left, and they do a number where they move us. They're moving us on the bleachers. They're spinning the bleachers and doing a dance number around us and singing. And like Lila hands us pom-poms. We're supposed to shake the pom-poms while they're spinning us and like dancing around us. It's crazy. It's so fun, but I was like, what the fuck? So then they put us back in our spots and we have to spell again. And they kick the next 2 guest spellers. And I'm like, okay, it's only me left. Like, I'm going to be next to get kicked off. And they don't call me up for like a while. And I'm like, okay, I guess I get to be here for these numbers by myself with all the actors. So I'm just kind of sitting there watching them do their thing. And then they call me up and it's my turn to spell again. And they give me a word that I've never heard before. And it's called, what was it? What was the word? Caterjunes. And I asked for the definition, and it's like they say it's a Nantucket whaling term. And I spell it right, which I wasn't expecting. I was expecting they were going to kick me. So then I go back and sit down because I'm just like in the habit of doing that. And they call me back up and I'm like, oh, they need to kick me out. So I have to stay up there. So I go back, but it's funny because they like the fact that I went back to sit down. So then I spell the next word, which is Kitty Margle. Apparently I spell that right too. I don't think either of these are real words, by the way. So I don't think there's a way you could spell them wrong. I spell that right too. And then I don't go sit down because I'm like, I know what's happening here. You need me to like stay up. And they're like, no, it's okay. You can go sit. And I'm like, oh no. So I go sit down, and the second my butt touches the bleacher, they're like, Mrs. Wiseman. I'm like, fuck me. So I go up again, and then they give me like the most absurd word I've ever heard. It was like oriental paleontology rhinoplasty blibethologist. It was the longest word I've ever heard in my life. Cat themed words, honestly, maybe Kevin. Yeah, cat themed words, except for that one. And I'm like, okay, this is where I go. And so I spell it wrong, the bell dings, and they're like, okay, like your time's up. So I go to take off my number that they give me because I've been seeing all these other people. You take off your bib and the guy hands you an apple juice and they sing this goodbye number that like is 10 seconds, 30 seconds long. It was getting longer each time, and I'm like, they're gonna do another goodbye number, and I'm just gonna walk off the stage, and that's it. The guy who's supposed to hand me the apple juice, he's like this big, tall, like handsome black man who's hilarious, by the way. His facial expressions the entire show are the funniest things I've ever seen. He comes up to me, he's not handing me the apple juice, and I'm like, why aren't you giving me the apple juice? Like I thought I need to go. And he just kind of takes me by the shoulders. And he just kind of turns me towards center stage and just kind of walks me to center stage, and he starts singing. And I'm like, oh no. Oh no. And so he starts singing to me about how I'm a really good speller and I shouldn't let this get me down, and you can really spell, kid. And he starts riffing to me, and it turns out it's a gospel number. And then the whole cast starts to join in. And they all kind of gather around me with tambourines, and they're doing that thing. You know, a spotlight also appears on me. So I know that there's a spotlight there. And so he leaves me, and I know that I'm supposed to stay in the spotlight because I'm trained. So I'm like, find your light. So I stand in the spotlight and I look out at the audience, but I look terrified because I don't know what's happening. And I'm like, but I know you're supposed to find your light. So I'm in the light, and the whole cast starts doing that thing where, you know when you see like in dance numbers, like people forming, like they want to form like a fan type circle around somebody to highlight them. So they're going around me in a circle formation, but like when they're getting in front of me, they're ducking down so that they're not obscuring me, and they're all moving around banging their tambourines. And I'm like, so then I'm like, okay, I used to sing gospel music. I was a choir nerd. Like, I get it. So I start like clapping, but I'm also like scared. And I'm just like, what's happening? And then they form an assembly line, and they make me go down it. And it's a goodbye assembly line. And it starts off with Lila, which was really nice. So I had to hug her. And then I'm like hugging people, high-fiving others. And I get to the last person, and I'm like, thank God, I almost get to leave. And the last guy starts hugging me, and he's hugging me for a really long time, and he's not letting go. And I'm like, oh no, he's keeping me here. There's a reason that he's keeping me here. So then he finally lets go of me, and there's a chair in front of me, and there's two actors there, and they're like, sit down. I'm like, fuck. So I sit down, and I'm exhausted at this point. Like my nerves are like fried because I was just not expecting this, and I'm so surprised. Even though I like being on stage, it's one thing to be on stage like this when you have no idea what's going on and the audience is like all looking at you and you didn't expect this to happen on this day, and you're just like, I'm not prepared. So this is not a dream. This is not a dream, Real Crunchy. This actually happened. This is a show I went to for my friend. They put me in the show. So I'm sitting in the chair, and the two actors behind me are like shaking little tambourines. And the guy who's singing is riffing directly to me. He's got a beautiful voice, by the way. Fantastically talented. So he finally finishes his riff, and it's like that point in a gospel solo where all the music fades and he's finished his riff. And the two actors next to me are like, they say it loud enough so that the audience can hear him, which is really funny, but they're like, oh, clap for him, clap for him. He did a really good job. I'm like, oh, yes, 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 yes. So we're clapping for him. And then they pick me up again, and they like spin me around, and he does his like big grand finale finish where he finally hands me the apple juice. And he finally lets me give him my fucking number, my sign. And he's like, and they all like let me walk off the stairs, and the spotlight's like following me, and the whole audience is like clapping at me. And then intermission happens. It's like, that is the final number, and then it's intermission. And so now I'm in the audience again, and I'm like, I need a fucking drink. Like, I'm so frazzled. I need like a White Claw or something. Like, I gotta unwind. And like, this theater was cool. You could bring drinks into the theater in like these little sippy cups that they give you. So I was like, I need help. And I hadn't drank in a month, by the way. I had like taken a month off just like to give my body a break from booze, and this was what broke me. I mean, I'm taking a break again. Like, I like taking breaks, but this was what did it, because I was like shaking. And so my two friends are there to see the show with me, Lila's boyfriend and another one of our mutual friends. So we all go into the lobby, we get a drink, and meanwhile the entire way the apple juice, you earned the apple juice. I know, I never ended up drinking it, because I don't like drinking juice. It's sugar, it just like makes me like shaky, but I thought it would have made it worse. But yeah, it was fun to earn that apple juice. So we go get a drink, and the whole like everybody that we're passing is just like, wow, did you know that was gonna happen? You are so good. You must have known. And I'm like, no, I didn't know. I didn't know you could do that too. They let anybody sign up for that. And I'm basically just like the advertisement for like the show, because they're all just like, are you serious? Like, you're just a random audience member? I'm like, yeah, I mean, I'm friends with a girl in the cast, but like anyone can do that. Like, I didn't know that was gonna happen. And like, it was just crazy. And then even at the point where there was a talk back after the show and people in the audience were still like, wasn't she impressive? I'm like, I'm not in the fucking show. Anyway, so yeah. And I'm also like, those were fake words. Like, they would have told anyone that they spelled them correctly. I was so impressed with myself at first because I thought they were real words. And then I looked it up later and turns out they're not real words. And now I'm just like, oh, well, it's not even that I'm good at spelling. They just kept me in there because they knew. So yeah, it was hysterical. It was so funny. The show was so good. One of the best shows I've seen in a long time. The cast was so talented. Turns out I knew another girl in the cast. I didn't even realize. We did like a summer musical theater program together. So that was really cool because she was like one of the ones handling me a lot, like moving me around. You want to see footage of this? Dude, I wish there was footage of it. You're not allowed to film, so there's no footage. There's no evidence. I have witnesses. Like Lila was there and her boyfriend was there and our friend was there. So they were my witnesses, but there's no footage, unfortunately. I really wish there was footage too, or like a photo, because it was so funny. So fucking funny. Grant, thank you so much for the super chat. I was shook to my core. It truly was like, I don't get nervous easily in public speaking situations. I really don't. It's one of those few things that I'm like, I get a little nervous, like sometimes to live stream if it's been a while and I like gotta dust off the cobwebs or whatever, or I'll get like a little nervous if it's like, depending on the situation. But really, like, if I know what I'm getting myself into, or I have a speech prepared, or I'm in a show even where I'm on even playing ground with everybody else, then like I'm not nervous because I'm like, oh, whatever, this is gonna be fun. But in this scenario, I was really nervous because I didn't know what was gonna happen, and that was what was making me nervous. Like I was just so like on edge because especially after they spun the bleachers, because when they spun the bleachers, that was when I was like, oh shit, like all bets are off here. Like anything can happen. At first I was like, oh, I'm just gonna spell stuff and people are gonna improv with me a little bit and musical numbers will happen in front of me, but that's it. Like that's what I thought was gonna happen. The second they gave us pom-poms and spun us around in a circle on the bleachers, I was like, I don't know what I've signed up for. So really fun. Definitely recommend for multiple people to experience it. I think it's such a fun, interactive show. But holy shit, it was a lot. We will reenact this with sock puppets. Yeah, right? That would be fun. I feel like the story is enough. You should make a vlog of this trip. Dude, yeah, I don't think I would have had it in me to pull out a vlog camera for the first day that I was dealing with shit, and I wouldn't have been able to vlog the stage show experience because you're not allowed to film, so it would have been a really boring vlog. It's better to just tell chat the story. Oh no, we should do a documentary. A documentary. Oh my god. Dealing with trolls during your speech is not the fun part. Yeah. I mean, luckily they weren't trolling me. They were just yes-anding me. You know what I mean? Like, they were heavily yes-anding. Lower Decks, Prodigy, Strange New World, or Star Trek series that can easily be watched in newcomer. Well, thank you for the suggestions. Would you do a reaction to the greatest proposal ever? It was posted last week. Will it make me cry? Is it one of those improv proposal, or not improv, but one of those like musical style proposals? I've seen those before, but I mean, if it was posted last week, I haven't seen this one. It could be fun to watch. I did want to do, what time is it? It's 12:28. I've got a little bit, I've got pretty much like an hour, a little bit less than an hour left. I do have to leave early today, which is why we're just chatting today. Because I have a YouTube event to go to. I'm kind of excited. So yeah. We'll see how it goes. Your story sounds like that episode of Modern Family with the high school reunion theater production. Funny how people are excited by participation and others are less thrilled with the idea. Yeah, I know, right? Like some people really love that stuff. I did. Like, I'm happy that I got to be a part of it. It was so funny. And like, I also don't mind getting made fun of, though. Like, a lot of people, that's like their worst nightmare because they hate attention or they hate getting made fun of. I went to theater school. I don't mind. Clearly, y'all are here. Y'all know I like attention. And I also don't mind if that attention is like at my own expense, as long as it's positive. Like it can be people laughing at me or like laughing at like something dumb that I did, as long as it's not like hateful or like spreading negativity and meanness. As long as I'm bringing joy to people, I don't care if it's like at my own expense, like making fun of myself a little bit. I really don't. 'Cause to me, like, I just want to make people happy. So if they're laughing because of something silly that I'm a part of, like, that's not really embarrassing to me. That's just like, I'm like, great. I'm glad I'm making you laugh. You know what I mean? That's why I don't really mind crying on camera, because like people feel like they like that. It feels validating to them, or like they're less alone. I'm like, okay, great. Like, that's cool. I don't care if I look like a blubbering idiot. Yeah, or malicious. That too, Cinethan. You should vlog it, the YouTube. So I was thinking about it, Danish Prince. I don't think I'm gonna vlog it, because I don't know. I'll bring my iPhone, and if it makes sense to vlog it, I will, but I don't know if it's that kind of event. It's like a creator event where like it's meant for like networking. So if no one else is vlogging, I don't want to vlog. That's kind of how I feel. You know what I mean? Because I haven't met a lot of creators. So I don't want to like stick a camera in their face and be like, nice to meet you. I'm Natalie. What's your name? Say hi to my YouTube. Be suspicious if they ask you up on stage. I don't think there's going to be a stage, but I would refuse. DJ Low. I'd be like, no, I just did this. I'm good. Satendra, thank you so much for the super chat. Write this into a script and make it into a film, or yet even a musical in and of itself. Call it One Weekend Back East. Yeah, it really was like a musical episode. Like it really was like if a character in a movie all of a sudden is in a musical and they didn't realize how they ended up there. You know what I mean? Like that TikTok song where like they can't stop singing and they're like, why can't I stop singing? It's like that. That's what it felt like. Like everyone around me knew what was happening but me. And it was like crazy. I've never been a part of something like that. Like I've been a part of some really interesting prank type experiences at Burning Man where like you don't know a prank is happening and then you figure it out and you're like, oh, you guys are pranking me. And like they're engaging with you in a way that's like live theater. But I've never been a part of something like this. This was insane. You have talent. I spell imaginary words correctly. That's my talent. Is it an imagined talent or is it real? Master Voto, thank you so much for the generous super chat. Chatty Natty, look, your shirt from the binge. Your shirt from the fruit shirt. Yeah, had an idea. Patreon exclusive poll with the honor list. Oh, all the movies I worked on. Oh God. You stumbled upon your IMDb. Everyone say Ian Greenstein. Oh, wow. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate the support. I feel like I can't do that, but thank you. Yeah. I've seen all those movies. So part of it would just be like reliving a movie I've already watched. And I don't know, like I feel weird. Like maybe I should, like maybe it would make good YouTube content to be like, let's watch the binge together. You know, like, hey, I'm in this movie. But part of me feels like vain doing it. I don't know. I did love that shirt though. The fruit shirt. I loved that shirt. Fun fact, that shirt is meant for children. I'm like a curvy girl. So when I showed up to the costume fitting, they had like a bunch of like regular size clothes and then that one children's shirt. And we tried on a bunch of outfits and they sent them to the director and he picked that one. And I was like, well, I hope I still fit in it. Like, can't gain any weight because this is meant for children. If your life is being turned into a musical, who would you want to compose the music? That's a great question, Danish Prince. That's such a fun question. Honestly, I feel like if my life was a musical, it would be a comedy. It's not going to be like some serious bummer drama. Like, it's probably like a comedy, like a coming of age comedy with like some serious moments, but mostly it's lighthearted. So, let me look up something real quick. Because honestly, like, William Finn did the music for Spelling Bee, and like, honestly, that would probably be like a good fit. Or like Jason Robert Brown, maybe. But his stuff tends to be a little bit more serious. Who did Avenue Q? Avenue Q composers. That would probably be a good fit. Robert Lopez and Jeff Marks. Maybe them. It's definitely not a Sondheim musical, I'll tell you that much. I love Sondheim, but doesn't really fit my vibe, I don't think. Even Les Mis has the innkeeper to lighten things up. Dude, that's the part I played in high school. I was Madame Thénardier in high school. Oh my God! Do you guys want to see photos of that? Do I pull up a photo of that? It's so bad. I had to wear a fat suit. Master of the house. Sorry. Yeah. Sarah Bareilles too. Sarah Bareilles is just a little bit, I love Sarah Bareilles. I love Sarah Bareilles. But I feel like that's a little bit, she's lighter, but she's also a little bit more serious too. But Sarah Bareilles would be a fun pick. That would be a fun pick. I do love Sarah. Honestly, just from like a fan perspective, I'd pick Sarah Bareilles because I was such a big fan of her in college. Like such a big fan. I listened to her Cassiopeia, that album, like on, I don't even know if that was what the album was called, but that album, and then the album after it, do you have to ask? Okay, I'll find the photos. Just give me a second. It's gonna take me a little while. I'm gonna show you on my phone, so. Lord Love, thank you so much for the super chat. Have you considered watching Rocket Man, the biopic about Elton John? Not really. I'm not really interested, to be honest. I do like Elton John, but I just am not interested in all of those biopic films. Like, I've seen a couple of them, and I'm not interested. Also, Monty Python's Flying Circus and the Monty Python movie trilogy. I loved Monty Python and the Holy Grail growing up. Loved that movie. That's the only one I think I've seen. I might have seen one other, but I would definitely revisit Monty Python stuff. Okay, we're getting closer. I'm in college. Hold on. I'm in college. Oh, it's me and baby Lila. I don't think she'd want me to show you guys, though. Sorry. Oh, my ex-boyfriend. I'm like a firm believer in like not deleting profile pictures, even when those times of your life pass. So like I leave all my photos of exes up because I'm just like, it was part of my life then. Oh, I found it. Oh boy. Okay. Here's a wholesome one of me bumping hips with Master Thénardier. 'Tis but a scratch. Yes, exactly. Exactly, Michael. Okay, we're gonna try to show this on the phone. I hope. Let me turn the brightness up. Okay. Oh, okay. So this is the first one. Keep in mind, this is a dress rehearsal where we didn't do makeup. So it was like a first dress, so there's no makeup on me. I'm just in the outfit and the wig. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. It's not gonna focus. Oh. Oh. Oh no. Okay. This is not the best way to show you guys, but there you go. Can you see? So that's that. And then this is the end of, what's the number that they sing when they get all dolled up and they sneak into the, is it blurry? Did it focus? Could you see it well enough when it focused? Or do I need to like log into Facebook on my, yeah, I was in a fat suit. It's a lot of fabric. It is. It was a great dress. It was a comfortable, fun dress to wear. I'm not gonna lie. But that's me in a fat suit. The wig. Yeah, the wig. So then there's another number that happens later in the show in Act 2. I forget what it's called, honestly. But it's when they crash a really fancy party. So this is us with literal clown makeup on and what the Thénardiers think is fancy dress. And it's the end of the number where we're on the floor. So here you go. Ain't it a laugh? Ain't it a treat? So there you go. Oh, 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 oh. There's that. I hope the other actors don't mind me showing them. But there you go. I'm the only one in the photo not smiling because that's what my character was supposed to. She was supposed to be pissed. All right, so there you go. Those are the photos that I have in my profile picture album. You did musical theater all through high school freshman year. Wilbur from Hairspray, Buzz Adam from South Pacific, Scuttle from The Little Mermaid. That's fun, man. That's so much fun. Musical theater's fun, man. It's so much fun. What's your dream production to be a part of? Well, okay, so I kind of am like always want what I can't have. So when I was younger, my dream, which I knew was never gonna happen, like never gonna happen in a million years because I'm the wrong race, and that's okay. But The Lion King was my dream production to be a part of because I loved The Lion King. I knew it was never gonna happen because there are like white men in the show that like play Zazu and stuff, but I don't think they ever cast a white woman in any of the characters because there just aren't enough character roles for women in that show. It's really just the hyena, and that's usually by like a black actress, which is totally fine. That's fair. There's just not enough roles. There's no roles for white women, which is totally fine. But that's my show. You believe in me? Yeah, it's never gonna happen, especially now. But no, it's okay. We all want what we can't have. I think if I had to pick a different production, maybe like I love Parade. I love Parade a lot. It's very depressing, but I do love Parade. It'd be cool to see you in Hamilton. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I wouldn't get into Hamilton for the same reasons I wouldn't get into The Lion King. There are white people in Hamilton, but they're usually dancers. They're not, or the king. So maybe if they gender swap the king, I could be King George. It's pretty much my only shot. Not enough roles for white. I'm not saying there's not enough roles for white women. I'm just saying in the show that I like, there's no roles for white women, which is true. It's okay. It's fine. I've made my peace with it. It's just like people always ask me, like, what's your dream show? And I'm like, technically that. Like, I would die and go to heaven. I would just be like so unbelievably happy, but I know it would never happen. What about Little Mermaid? No, fuck Little Mermaid. Sorry. I think The Little Mermaid sends such a bad message to girls and I hate it. I really do hate it. I mean, the music is great. Like as a musical, it's fun, but it's such a bad message. It really bums me out as a show. As a movie, it bums me out. The real like scary like folktale version, I actually think is a lot better because it tells a better message, I think. It's like, don't give up your voice, okay? If you got to play a Disney princess, which one would you want to play? I don't really like the Disney princesses that much, Yanni. Like, I love Mulan, but I would never want to play her because that would be, like, weird if I tried to play Mulan. Meg? I like Meg. I could play Meg. She's fun. I do like Meg. Probably Meg. Mulan is fucking awesome though. She's a bad bitch. I love her. Thank you. The Little Mermaid has always been my least favorite, which is such an it really is an unpopular opinion, Juliana, and I don't care. I say it with my chest. I think it sends a horrible message, and it bums me out that so many little girls looked up to The Little Mermaid. I remember seeing it when I was like 6 or 7 or whatever and being like, yeah, I'm good on this. And like my parents were like, what, you don't like it? I'm like, she wants to give up her voice for a dude. Like, even when I was like 7, I thought that was a problem. And then I watched The Lion King and I'm like, yeah, this is much better. This is Hamlet. Hamlet with animals. I love animals and I love Shakespeare. So perfect. Layla is technically a Disney princess. She's cool. Layla's cool. I just don't have as much sentimental attachment to Layla because I discovered her later in life. So she's not one of my favorites, but I like her. She's cool. What I feel like there's somebody said something and I wanted to, where did it go? I missed it. What about Merida? I like Merida. Merida's cool too. The movie just wrecked me so hard that I could never watch it again. Anna and Elsa, I like them too. I like Anna and Elsa. They're funny. And I like that when Anna gets naively swept up into a relationship with a dude and like immediately falls in love with him because he's handsome, that it's bad, that it turns out to be bad. I like that. Sorry, I'm spoiling Frozen, but sorry. I like that there's consequences for those naive actions. With The Little Mermaid, there's no consequence. I mean, she's like fine. It's just sad. Snow White. I mean, Snow White's fine. I don't know. Snow White's also kind of lame. A lot of the Disney princesses are lame. They're really lame. Hercules does have a great story. I love Hercules. I think it's fucking great. Danny DeVito, fucking awesome in that movie. Also, Hercules I like the movies with funny villains. I love The Emperor's New Groove because of Yzma. Like, Hades is funny too, I love the funny villains. I think somebody mentioned Anastasia in here. Anastasia's not a Disney princess, but I do love Anastasia. Although Rasputin is terrifying. But Bartok is adorable. And I love Bartok. Let's see. Yeah, I know that's all to be fair, all the little girl Caesar picks up on A Beautiful Mermaid. They don't really pick up on the message. I know Danish Prince. I guess for me, it's just, I picked up on it at such a young age that I was like, why do people like this? I don't understand. But it's fair. Like, I think like if you like the music and you like the side characters and stuff and you're like, I want to be a mermaid. Like, it makes sense that a lot of people would just love it. Sleeping Beauty. So Sleeping Beauty is another one of those ones that's also like the princess is kind of lame, but I did kind of like it anyway. Like, I remember watching it as a kid because my cousin loved it so much. So whenever she was over, we'd always watch it with her. And she was younger. And I remember thinking like, this is kind of a sad life for a princess. It's kind of sad. She just has to be locked away in a castle because her parents are scared of her, or locked away in a cabin because her parents are scared of her touching a needle, going into a coma. It's kind of depressing, but and like she has to be rescued by somebody else, which is, it's kind of lame. But at the same time, like, I thought it was well done for what it was, so I didn't mind watching it. Just like The Little Mermaid, like, it's well done for what it is. I just hate the message so much. But like, Ursula is a really cool villain, and like the art is really cool, and the characters are really cool. Like, it's so, If you like Anastasia the movie, don't watch The Crown season 5, episode 6. Oh no. Oh no. He's not gonna be happy when he finds out. You mean if he finds out. If is good. Yeah, that's from Hercules, right? Pain and Panic. I love Pain and Panic. They're so cute. Oh. Lucas. The Hunchback of Notre Dame is Tyler's favorite. That's his favorite. The music in it is pretty spectacular. It's not my favorite movie, but I think I do like it. And Hellfire. I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about that song. It's so good. It's like, it's one of those Disney movies that didn't take off because I think it was just too real. It was too dark and too real. And I think Hercules came out at the same time, if I'm not mistaken, as Hunchback. And so they were kind of competing with one another, and everyone liked Hercules, and Disney just led into that because they could sell toys with Hercules. They couldn't really sell toys with Hunchback. So that's why it didn't do as well. But Hellfire is a wild song. Oh God, it's so beautiful. The music is so beautiful in Hunchback. And the villain is really realistic, and he's really dark and scary. Really freaking scary. What's your least favorite Disney movie? I'd have to like, you know what I should do? I feel like in order to answer that question, I would need to rank Disney movies that I've seen. So maybe we should do that. Like on stream sometime. That would be fun. Would you guys like that? Oh, there was something I wanted to do today that's completely unrelated, but you guys can let me know. If you want to just rank Disney movies instead, we can just do that right now instead. But I thought it could be funny to engage. I called this a chatty stream because one, I wanted to catch up with y'all, but two, I thought it could be funny to engage with Chat GPT for the first time and see what it says. So, would you guys rather do that or just rank Disney movies? Should I do a poll? I'll do a poll. You guys can decide. Because we really only have time for one of those things, I think. All right, here we go. Oh my gosh, those are both great options. We can do both. We can do both. Like, I just have to do one a different day. So it's really just, what are we doing today? I will do the other thing whenever it doesn't win. How about that? I promise. Because I actually really like the idea of doing the Disney ranking thing. I think it'd be funny. And the ChatGPT thing is funny too. So I want to do both. So don't worry. Whatever doesn't win today, we'll do another time. Oh no, we gonna die. Why are you gonna die? What? Do you plan to react to Hamilton? I've seen Hamilton a couple times on stage, Era Rich, so no. And also it would just get copyright claimed so heavily. Have you heard of the Mandela effect? Sure have, Jency, sure have. And I don't know, I kind of believe in it because there's a lot of shit that's blown my mind that I thought I learned one way. The Mandela is one of those things. Like, I remember learning in school that Nelson Mandela died in prison. So I'm one of those people that like firmly believes that's what I learned. And I remembered that class really well. It was like my favorite history class in all of high school. So I don't know what to think. Why not both? We're gonna do both. Just, ask ChatGPT to rank the Disney movies? Wait, can it do that? That's funny. Wait, should we just do that instead? Wait a minute. Maybe, I wasn't even considering that as an option. Maybe I rank most of the Disney movies, but then we like ask ChatGPT a couple times to rank a couple. It's funny. I wasn't even thinking that I should do that. That's a really interesting idea, guys. You still want my ranking though. No, we can do mostly as my ranking and then just like ask ChatGPT. I can't say it. ChatGPT 2. Hold on, let me go to tier maker. Tier maker, Disney. I'm gonna have to pee before we do this. ChatGPT sure can rank them. Well, that's kind of fucking funny. That's a funny idea, guys. I kind of like this. Okay. Hold on, let's bring you in here. We'll pick the list and then I'm gonna go pee. Hold on. Also, let me pause. I'll pause the music when I come back. Hold on. Oh my God, there's so many ads. I wish I don't have ad blocker. Sorry. A lot of ads. God, go away. Okay. We've got, where are the movies? Walt Disney Animation Studio films through 2021. I feel like this is the list we should probably do. This is also all movies, Walt Disney Animation Studios and Pixar. Maybe this one. All Disney and Pixar films. What is the one I'm supposed to do? Disney animated. Let me just look at the options. Let's do it that way. Let me look. Oh yeah. Okay. There looks to be a lot in here. This looks pretty comprehensive. Okay. Let's see. What about this? This has less. Okay. And this. Oh, this is way less. Okay, we'll do this one. I don't know if I've seen all of these, to be honest. I actually am certainly sure that I have not. I'd like these ads to be hidden if possible. Anyway, I'm gonna go pee real quick. Let me end the poll. I will be right back. You have ad blocker, but they still find a way to show me ads. I know. They're getting better. Okay, I'll be right back. Dave will keep you company. Alrighty. Let's do it. Oh my god, so many ads. Okay. I got some cashews because I'm a little bit hungry. I basically have 30 minutes to do this. So we're gonna speed run this. Coda dropped his toy. Okay. So mostly this is gonna be me ranking these Disney movies. But if we're stuck on something, we'll ask ChatGPT. Okay. This first one, what is the, oh my god, I can't see this. They expect me to see this? Okay. We're gonna skip movies that I haven't seen. I think this is like, this looks like the, oh god, can I zoom in? How do I zoom in on a page? Hold on. Zoom. Oh, I can just zoom the ads away. That's great. Little life hack there. There we go. I'm pretty sure this is a Beauty and the Beast holiday special from the way that it looks. So we're gonna skip that because I haven't seen that. Pinocchio! Pinocchio scarred me as a child. Terrifying. Absolutely terrifying. The scene where they turn into, oh, I should mention this real quick. This is gonna be filled with lots of spoilers for Disney movies. I apologize. I can't help it. If you haven't seen some of these movies and you don't want them to get spoiled, I'm sorry. But also, a lot of these movies are gonna get skipped because I haven't seen a lot of them. Okay, Pinocchio. Terrifying. The donkey scene where they turn into donkeys literally scarred me as a child, messed me up, gave me trust issues. This, for that reason, although it does teach like a good lesson about like not lying and learning to like be your honest, true self and like not compromise who you are. But it terrified me. I'm gonna give it it's a classic. When You Wish Upon a Star, great song. I'm gonna give it a B, but I want to put it in C because I never want to watch it again. It was terrifying. But it's a classic. It's fine. It can be in B. Okay. Del Toro's Pinocchio is a work of art. I've heard that. I have not seen it. The Little Mermaid. This is where we're already getting controversial. We're already getting spicy. I don't like the message that The Little Mermaid sends. I think it sends a horrible message to young women about giving up your voice so easily for a man. I don't like the message that it sends. The music is great, but I hate this message that we're sending to little girls. I don't like it. So the only reason I'm gonna give it a C is because of Under the Sea. That's the only reason it gets a C. If Sebastian was not in this movie, D. Fucking hate the message that it sends to women. I don't like it. Now, am I gonna be hypocritical and probably put some other movies that send questionable messages to women higher than this? Yes, I will probably be hypocritical. It's okay. We all have things we're hypocritical over. It's all right. This is my opinion. You're allowed to like the movie. I don't like it. Soul. I've seen parts of Soul, but I haven't seen it all the way through. So we're gonna have to skip it, unfortunately. But I do wanna watch it. The parts that I saw looked good. I don't know what this movie is, so we're gonna skip it. The Brave Little Toaster, I've not seen that. Mulan! Mulan. I love Mulan. Mulan is one of my favorites. It's an incredible message. It's the exact opposite of this abysmal movie. It is the best. It sends a wonderful female empowerment message. I love it. I love it so much. Mwah, it's perfect. Also, you have Mushu. Incredible, funny, hilarious comedic relief. Absolutely amazing. A glimmer of light in the movie. And wonderful songs, such as A Girl Worth Fighting For, I'll Make a Man Out of You, and Reflection. Lest we not forget Reflection. It is a beautiful, beautiful musical, and it is absolutely amazing and perfect. And it goes in S tier. Fuck yeah. Mulan can get it. Never saw Piglet's Big Movie. Never saw the second Lilo and Stitch. Honestly, I barely remember the first one, which is a crime. I really should rewatch it. Toy Story. Toy Story. What a classic. What a classic. Toy Story's great. I was never like super obsessed with Toy Story, but it's a great story and I think it's really sweet. And the whole franchise of Toy Story is actually like really sad. It gets sadder and sadder, I feel like, as you get into it. But it's a really, it's just a really unique and beautiful story. And it's really well told. And You Got a Friend in Me is a great song. For me, it's not a movie I like watching all the time, really, but it is funny. I feel like I'm gonna put it in A. That might be controversial. It's not an S tier for me, okay? This is my list. Only my favorites are going in S tier, okay? You can hate me for it. You gotta make your own list. I'm sorry. Toy Story is a good movie though. Princess and the Frog. I've seen this once. I've not seen it more than once. I remember liking it. I remember thinking it was sweet, and the villain was awesome. I really liked the villain in this movie. He was really unique, really spooky, but also really mystical. I really liked him a lot. But I don't remember it that much. So like, it's been a while. I haven't felt the need to rewatch it. I remember it like being enjoyable, but I don't really remember being moved a ton by it. That's just me personally. So I think I'm gonna give it a B. That's just me. I would be open to rewatching it, but I don't really remember it moving me initially the first time I saw it a ton. I just really liked the villain. That was kind of what stood out to me the most, was the music was really good. I really liked that whole like jazzy New Orleans feel. Fantasia. Okay. Is this the... How many Fantasias are there? I've only seen one of the Fantasias, and I want to make sure this is the right one. I'm just gonna guess that this is the right one that I'm thinking of. Is this the one? Is Fantasia 2000? Is that the one with the broomstick number with Mickey? That it is, right? If it's the one with the broomstick number, I liked this movie a lot. I liked it a lot. I have not watched it since I was a kid, but I remember watching it multiple times as a child. I was obsessed with classical music. Only 2 Fantasias, the OG and the 2000. Okay, so great. Thank you guys. So it is this one. This is the only one I've seen. I'm going to rank this at A. I'm not going to say S tier just because I haven't really felt the need to rewatch it. But they both have the broomsticks. Got it. Okay, well, I loved this as a kid. I loved classical music, and I just thought this was so cool and kind of scary, but really cool. I would rank it A for sure. I have not seen Frankenweenie. Oh, this isn't the regular Aladdin, though. What is this? Is it the regular Aladdin? I can't read this god dang mother frickin' King. Oh, it is. That's Aladdin King of Aladdin King of Thieves. Is that the right Aladdin? These need to be like bigger. I can't. It's a sequel. Okay, we haven't seen that, so we're gonna skip it. It's the third. Oh, it's a trilogy. My God. Okay, well, I've only seen the first Aladdin, so we're gonna skip that. Dinosaur. I loved Dinosaur. I loved this movie, man. I was such a nerd as a kid. Y'all have no idea. Oh my God, I have to go faster. I'm running out of time. Okay, so I loved dinosaurs. I used to want to be a paleontologist. No joke. I loved dinosaurs. I used to watch. It's not about reading glasses. It's just that I can see them from this far away. It's just that they're too small. It's like hard to see. It's just they're so tiny. I actually don't have reading glasses either. Anyway, dinosaurs so good. I loved anything themed around dinosaurs as a kid. And I watched this one a lot. Like I rewatched it over and over and over again. I don't think it's, an S tier, but I'm gonna give it an A. I'm gonna give it an A for sure. Because it's not one of those movies that I think about all the time now, but I have thought about it as an adult, and I have wanted to rewatch it. It's pretty good. If you run out of time, maybe put a pin in it and resume later. Yeah, I might have to. We'll see. Hopefully I don't run out of time though. Oliver and Company. Another amazing movie. Now, I was raised on Billy Joel, so I was destined to love this movie. Because if you don't know, Billy Joel is the voice of the dog. The music is great. Why Should I Worry? Awesome fucking song. Cheryl, have a good rest of your day. Thank you for joining the stream. Oliver is awesome and so fucking sweet. I'm a sucker for movies with animals, okay? If there's an animal in a movie, if the movie's centered around animals only, the likelihood of me loving it goes up like a 50%. So Oliver, to me, is an S tier movie. I know, that's crazy. Maybe it's crazy. I fucking love it. Why should I worry? Why should I worry what anyone thinks? It's an S tier movie. I love it. I love Billy Joel. No wonder you love Huey so much. Yeah, I really do bond with Huey. Okay, The Incredibles. Okay, so, I feel like I'm gonna really polarize some people here. I need to watch The Incredibles again. If I'm being completely honest, I think I need to rewatch it. Because I only saw it once when it came out, and I don't really remember a lot of it, like, at all. The Incredicoaster in Disneyland, really fun, like that a lot. I know a lot of people rave about The Incredibles. I didn't feel that way when I watched it. I thought it was fine. So if I'm going based off of my first viewing, it's gonna be a B, which a lot of people love at The Incredibles. So I'm sorry, but right now, after only seeing it once, I would just give it a B. I think I need to rewatch it as I'm more of an adult now to give it a better score, but that kind of honestly applies to most of the movies here. Like all of these movies I would need to rewatch to rejudge them, quite frankly. So I would give it a B. Nothing in it really stood that much out to me, except for Edna. Edna was really freaking funny. I'm gonna get my shotgun out if you don't like The Incredibles. I just don't rave about it. So I know it's a lot of people's favorite. Maybe I'll rewatch it because I think that would be fair. I never saw this Goofy movie, this Spanish Goofy movie, so I don't know. The Jungle Book! What did I say about animals? What did I say? Now there is a man, or there's a boy in this movie, so it's like one negative point. But it's fine because he's a cute boy and he has a great relationship and the animals all talk. So The Jungle Book, I was obsessed with as a kid. I loved this movie. I think it's a really interesting movie, but I don't know if I'm not gonna give it S tier. But there's some good music. I mean, the Bare Necessities, great. There's some really interesting like themes explored with each animal having its own like personality trait. I'm gonna give it an A. I'm gonna give it a solid A. So yeah, good A for that movie. Never saw this Mickey holiday movie. Brother Bear 2, never saw that. 101 Dalmatians 2, never saw that. Tigger, never saw that. Brave! Oh my God, Brave. Brave. I saw this movie once, and only once. Not because it wasn't good, but because it was so good, and it struck such a nerve with me, such a chord in my little heart, that I can't watch it again because I was so devastated emotionally, because this movie touches on mommy issues. And I love my mom, but we've had our fair share of issues. And at this time in my life, when this movie came out, we were having our issues. And we both watched it separately and like told each other about it. And we're like, did you see that one? And she was like, yeah. And she was like, did you cry? I'm like, yeah. Did you? She was like, yeah. And that was the only amount we talked about it. So I think this is going to be crazy, but I think I have to put it at S tier because for me, it was that poignant. It might not strike a nerve with everyone, and it's not one of those movies that gets talked about a lot or that a lot of people watch all the time, but for me, it really hit me in my heart. So I'm gonna give it an S tier. Atlantis. I saw this movie once upon a time, a long time ago, and I don't really remember it. I mean, I remember the female character looking really badass and having cool artwork. That's kind of all I remember about the movie. The artwork was really cool. Oh, is this the sequel to Atlantis? Is this the sequel? God dang it. Yeah, that's a sequel. Okay. Well, it's fine. When I get to Atlantis, I don't know how I'm gonna rank it because I don't remember it that well. Okay. I haven't seen this Tinkerbell movie. I haven't seen this Mouse Detective. I also haven't seen the Kim Possible movie. I did watch Kim Possible growing up, but I haven't seen that movie. Haven't seen Buzz Lightyear. Haven't seen Goofy 2. There's a lot of movies in here that I've not seen. Ichabod, I haven't seen that. Make Mine Music, I have not seen that. Melody Time, I've not seen that. 101 Dalmatians, finally. We're at something that I've seen. Okay. 101 Dalmatians is fine. It's fine. It's not the Aristocats. So, honestly, C. For Cruella. C for Cruella. Without her, that movie is dull as fuck. I mean, to be fair, you need an antagonist in every movie, and she's the antagonist, but I just genuinely think that movie is kind of meh. Oh god, I'm running out of time. Have not seen the DuckTales movie. I think I've heard it's good. I've not seen it. Aristocats! Aristocats is a great movie. I liked Aristocats a lot. It's really cute, really fun. Music, very fun, very like jazzy, petty, you know? The cats are hilarious. They all have really great personalities. But the puppies, listen, I love puppies. Obviously, I love puppies, and I love cats too. I love animals, but the cats just have better personalities. I'm sorry to say, they did more for me. They were funnier, they had better personalities, and their story was more compelling to watch. So, A it is for Aristocats. We're just doing the alliterations. That's really what's happening here. Doug, first movie, not seen that. Toy Story 2. Oh, which Toy Story 2 is when Jessie gets involved. I've seen this one, but all I remember is Jessie. Why is she hurrying? I have to go somewhere. I'm not playing games today. I never said I was playing games today. Sorry. As for Aristocats, I'm giving it an A. S tier is very, very special movies to me. Very, very, very special. But Aristocats is semi-special, so it's A. Toy Story 2, I don't remember what happens in this. All I remember is Jessie. I like Jessie. I feel like I'm gonna rank it at B because it's not as good as the first one. I don't remember it as much, but Jessie's cool. I don't know if that's even controversial. I literally haven't I literally don't even remember most of this movie. It's probably controversial that I'm ranking it. Tangled! Tangled is great. Every time I do one of those little filters that on Tyler, that on TikTok that show you who your partner looks like as a Disney fairy tale character, he always gets Flynn Rider. Always. And I kind of agree. He really is Flynn Rider. And so I really do feel like this is the movie that modeled men for me that I like in an animated form. And the music's great. Mother Knows Best, awesome villain song. At Last I See the Light, beautiful. I really do love it. There's some funny characters, Pascal, the horse. It's just a good time. It's a really good time. It's a good movie. I think I'm gonna give it an A. I think this is the first time there's a princess who I'm on board with. I kind of dig her. She's cool. Phineas and Ferb, did not see that. Wreck-It Ralph, did not see that. Dumbo. My parents didn't let me watch Dumbo because they were worried it would scar me. So I never saw Dumbo, fun fact. I've never seen it. Maybe I need to change that now, but now I'm kind of worried that I'm gonna be sad. Frozen 2, I've not seen the sequel, so we can't rank this, unfortunately. But when we get to Frozen, I can rank that. The Three Caballeros, have not seen that either. Peter Pan! Peter Pan is fine. I had to be in one too many Peter Pan productions as a child, and so the first time I was ever in a Peter Pan production, stage production, I got cast as the dog, Nana. So Peter Pan and I have a really tense relationship. I just see it as a time where I was scarred as a kid for having to play a dog on stage and crawling around on all fours and barking and no lines. So, I like to think that it shaped me into who I am today. I have a thicker skin because of the time I had to play Nana in front of my whole summer camp. But it was not a part that I loved. I just knew, I must mention, this was not me playing Nana for a random group of people. This was me playing Nana at a summer camp where I was bullied. So it was not a pleasant experience. The show, I think the stage version is much better than the movie, actually, though, to be honest. My God, Ridley is snoring so loud back there. Holy cannoli. Okay. You do love animals. I do, but I didn't want to be one on stage. You played the dog in Annie? Well, we can, dude, I feel like there should be a support group for kids who were forced to play dogs on stage in theater productions as kids. We can start it. You were Sandy, I was Nana. We can start the support group. So, Peter Pan, to me, is a C. Tinkerbell's the best character. because she's sassy as fuck. But other than that, like, Wendy's kind of annoying. Yeah. Oh my God, I have to go faster. I have 10 minutes. Oh my God. I have to, oh my God. Oh my God, oh my God. I can't do this. I'm gonna have to revisit this later. Fuck. Guys, I'm gonna have to revisit this later because I can't go faster. If I wanna go faster, I'm gonna like not be able to talk about anything. Okay, Moana. Moana, I actually think was overrated. I didn't think it was that good. This might be a hot take, but I hated the fact that I could hear Lin-Manuel Miranda's voice in the ensemble. To me, Lin-Manuel Miranda is a great writer. He's not a good singer. That's just how I feel. He's a great writer. I don't like his singing voice. So when I could hear him piped into the ensemble, it was really jarring to me and kind of pulled me out of the world. That's just me because I'm familiar with his work. So, like, from the theater perspective, like, because I, you know, saw In the Heights and all that stuff on Broadway. So for me, I was like, oh, this is just like, I feel like I'm having Lin-Manuel Miranda shoved down my throat and I don't like it. I also just think it was kind of meh. I don't think the story was like super, like, it didn't hit every emotional mark for me. I do think the song that Moana gets to sing, like her song is a good song, and I think Ali Cravalho is great and massively talented, but this movie is just meh to me, and I'm gonna give it a C. I said it. Sorry, you're allowed to like it. I think it's weak. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to revisit it because I'm enjoying talking. This is fun. Yeah. Oh no. Okay, we're just gonna revisit this. That's what's gonna happen. I don't think I've seen any of these movies. Oh, Big Hero 6. I've seen that. That was great. Is this a sequel though? This looks different. Hold on. Why does this look so? Is there a sequel to Big Hero 6? Oh God. Whenever I zoom in, it changes the orientation, and then I get disoriented. No, this is the real one. Okay. Well, there's only one. Okay, we're fine. Big Hero 6 is awesome. I loved Big Hero 6. Really great movie. I will say I called the brother dying very fast. I told you there were going to be spoilers. I'm sorry. I did call the brother dying really quickly because it just kind of made sense. And it was really easily preventable, which was kind of frustrating. But the story was really heartwarming and really beautiful. Do I like it as much as the Aristocats? There's more nostalgia there for me with the Aristocats, but I think Big Hero 6 is a really beautiful movie. Oh, fuck. And I do think it's better. I want to give it like a B+. I really want to give it like a B+. I'm going to give it an A for Baymax is just great. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. Is this a sequel or is this just regular Alice in Wonderland? I have to zoom again. Okay. Alice in Wonderland. Okay, it's regular. Fine. Okay, great. I have seen Alice in Wonderland like once. I don't really remember it, to be honest. I think people love Alice in Wonderland because it makes them think of like an acid trip. I don't know. It's fine. I don't really think it's all that great. I don't know. I think the artwork is cool, but it's just kind of creepy. It's kind of weird. I don't know. It was never really my jam of a movie. So because of that, I'm gonna. It's like it's a cultural moment, right? Like this movie is a cultural. What's it called? Icon? I don't know. It's like it's a big deal in terms of like the art style that it influenced and like festival culture and like drug culture, but I just like, who cares? It's a C. It's whatever. C for Cheshire Cat. Okay. I haven't seen this. Cinderella. Okay. Cinderella is another movie with kind of a weird moral of the story. But it's a classic. Bippity boppity boo. And the mice are really cute. I do like the mice. I really just love the animal sidekicks in all of these movies. They're like my favorite part. Aristocats is not F tier Danish Prince. You take that back or I'm banning you. I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna ban you. But like, how dare you? That is slander. Aristocats are incredible. Cinderella, it's pretty mid. It's a classic. So in that sense, like she's got that solo that's really beautiful. There's some great music. It's a classic, but it's like, yeah, she's looking to be saved by a Prince Charming, and I'm like, ma'am, you could just like leave your family. Like you could just go out there and like leave and go get a job somewhere else. You don't have to stay at home with your abusive family. Like it's just kind of a sad, it's not very empowering, right? And I don't like that. But it's a classic. So I think I'm gonna give it a B just for the influence it's had in like Disney, but it's kind of meh. Ban me, do it. Honestly, the only reason I don't want to ban you is because it's more work for me to then unban you later. I would do it for the memes, but I'm too lazy. I'm just too lazy. Brother Bear. I love Brother Bear. It is such a sweet movie. Oh my God. I'm gonna cry just thinking about it. Coda is named after the little baby bear in Brother Bear, so that should tell you how much I like that movie. I haven't seen it in a long time, but that movie really stuck with me. I think it's just so sweet. The story of like, it's basically like it's kind of like, it's not really a story on racism, but there are some themes that kind of touch on racism a little bit in the sense that he hates bears and then becomes one and like wants to be back to being a human, but then goes back to like take care of this little baby bear who depends on him now. And it's like, it's so selfless. Oh, I love it. But it's also like a story of like letting go of hatred and revenge. And it's just so beautiful. I'm crying. I'm literally crying right now. Brother Bear is S tier for me. I'm so emotional just thinking about it. It's so good. I have 3 minutes. Oh, okay, let's do one more. And then I'm gonna have to revisit this, guys. And I'll just have to redo this tier list later. Okay, what is Coco? Coco was so good too. Coco was also really good. Oh man, Coco's great. Coda's not in a cone level 2. Get it straight. Ridley is in a cone. That is my other dog. Coda is not in a cone. Okay? And also, it's for his own good. It's because I love him. Coco is so good. It was a joke. It was a joke. I know. I'm playing into it. Coco is so good. But I don't know if I'm gonna give it S tier. But that's just because. Oh no, but maybe I should. It was so good. Maybe I should rank Coco S tier. It was really good. God damn it. You know what? Fuck it. It's S tier. It doesn't have the same sentimental value to me as these other movies do, but it was so perfect. I can't deny it. It was so perfect. So I think I have to rank it at S. You should go watch Coco right now, Tommy. Right now. Cam, thank you so much for the, wow, what a generous super chat. Thank you so much. Absolutely love your stuff. Keep up the amazing content. And Tangled deserves an S tier. Come on. Listen, Tangled is great. A is good, okay? You can make your own tier list. I can't be bribed with super chats, but I do appreciate the super chat. A cone of silence. Yes. Oh my God. All right. My best friend is my older brother, and watching a movie where the older brother dies just breaks me. Honestly, yeah, I believe it. Now I'm gonna watch Brother Bear. Honestly, I need to rewatch Brother Bear. It's so good. I think I have to go, guys. Oh no, let's do one more, and then we'll revisit this later. Ratatouille! So Ratatouille is one of those movies that gets a ton of love. Like a ton of love. I liked Ratatouille. I thought it was good. It didn't like hit me and stay with me the same way that everything else on S tier has. So I don't think it's an S tier. I think it's a good movie. Honestly, it's funny. Like, it's heartwarming and it's funny. But I don't know. I haven't rewatched it since, or felt like the need to rewatch it. I know a lot of people are obsessed with it. I think I'm just gonna give it. Oh God, but it's definitely better than Cinderella. Oh fuck, maybe I have to give it an A. I don't necessarily like. God dang it, is it an A or a B? How could you not like a rat that cooks? I mean, rats are cute. He's a cute rat. God dang it. I think I have to give it a B just because these movies that are in A really hit me in my heart or are really sentimental to me. And Ratatouille just didn't the same way. I'm sorry. It's a B. I haven't given anything a D ranking yet. Isn't that impressive? Okay, so this is where we're leaving off for today. A lot of people are like, the rat can cook! What do you mean? Listen, maybe I need to rewatch Ratatouille too, okay? Ratatouille and Atlantis probably need a rewatching for me. What was the other one I said that I probably need to rewatch? There was something else in here. I don't know. A lot of these could do with a rewatching. Honestly, looking at this list now, like, makes me want to put The Little Mermaid in D. Like, fuck Under the Sea. I just want to put it at D. It pisses me off. We'll think about it. We'll think about it. Okay, guys. This is all I can do for now. I have to go, unfortunately. We will finish this list another time, and we'll maybe ask ChatGPT their thoughts as well, because that could be funny. There's definitely a lot of movies that we still have in here. Some OG, some classics. We've got to rank a lot of the classic Disney movies. Some newer ones. We've got a lot to go. So don't worry. We will be back. Thank you for hanging out with me. Thanks for joining the stream today. I hope y'all had fun. I had a lot of fun hanging out with y'all today. And yeah, I wish I didn't have to go, but what is Under the Sea? D. True. We might be moving The Little Mermaid next time. I might change my mind. Incredibles, right. Incredibles was the one I wanted to rewatch. You guys are right. That I actually need to rewatch because I don't remember it except for Edna. Like, I don't really remember the villain. I don't remember what happens in the movie. Like, I need to rewatch it. So that could be a fun rewatch. Anyway, I hope y'all have, it's your birthday too. Hashtag it's my birthday. Happy birthday, everybody. If you missed earlier in the stream, you just have to go back and rewatch. Happy birthday, everybody. Thank y'all so much for joining. Take care.